Hello YouTube friends. I've been asked many times in the comments to talk about this stained glass window, and I've just come home from pottery. It's a Friday and it's about 4:30 in the afternoon in the middle of February, and the light is very low in the west, which is a perfect time to talk about the window because it's shining through it really beautifully. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I've got this window. It's quite a story, but then you know me, I like telling stories. When I moved into this house, which was nearly 33 years ago, soon, what was in that window there was the sort of glass you get in bathrooms, like obscured glass. The reason being, the window points right down the farm track, so that anybody driving up on a tractor or in a car or walking up could see right into the kitchen window. You know, it's the bathroom glass that was there was obscuring that kind of vision. But it wasn't very nice. In fact, it was horrible. You probably do this too. I date things from how old my children were at the time. My youngest son was 18 months old when I went to a local event that was called a skill sharing weekend at a place nearby to me, and there were all sorts of different things you could do. There was, I think there was even somebody making dry stone walls and painting and just all sorts of crafts and arts and so on were being offered. People who could do these things were offering these as workshops, and beforehand you signed up for the ones you wanted to do. So I signed up for spinning because that's what I wanted, to learn how to spin. It was a long time ago. My youngest son is now 29, so this is how long ago it was. And so I signed up for spinning, and that morning I set off to go to the room that had been allocated for spinning. And I walked past a workshop, and the door was open, and there was a lot of laughing coming from inside, and it sounded like they were having a really nice time. So I popped my head round the door, thinking, oh, what's going on in here? Curious as ever. And there I beheld the most wonderful woman I've ever met. She has become my very, very dear friend. But at that time, she was just this beautiful Maltese woman with a huge, great shock of black curly hair and the most infectious laugh. And she was teaching people to make stained glass. And I thought, oh no, that's I don't want to do that. That's far too hard and dangerous and sharp. I don't want to do that. I'll go to the spinning workshop. But then I was a bit in two minds. And anyway, long story short, I spent the entire weekend sitting with Kathryna and the other people in the workshop, making my little attempt at a piece of coloured glass. I'll show it to you. In fact, I'll put it in here. So that's what I made over the course of the weekend, and I like it very much. I really do. But at the end of the weekend, I asked Kathryna if she would consider making me something to put into that space there that would do the job of the bathroom glass, but much more beautifully. So to cut a very long story short, she made this. We talked a little bit about it. I pretty much gave her free rein, but I talked a little bit about the kinds of things I liked. And I talked about an artist I like called Jane Ray, who illustrates children's stories, usually just Bible stories. So there's the story of creation, and there's Noah's Ark, and the Christmas story. And her illustrations are very, very beautiful indeed. And so I showed her some of the books I had, and I said, this is what I like. I like these very intricate borders. I like the gold that she uses. And I just get that a little bit further in for you so that you can see what I'm talking about the borders. So these borders here, I just like the very... and there's a little... rabbit, and there's a hen at the other end there in the borders there. So Kathryna sketched this up and I loved it. So if we just look, there's the badger look, and a squirrel, a hen, and a wee rabbit, a swan there, and some beautiful little hearts. And then up in the tree, all the birds are nesting in the tree. And down the other side, there's a little hedgehog and a frog. And the birds have nests, and there's even some little chicks in a nest there with their beaks open. Look. Now, while we're in this close, you can see that all the little fruits in the tree, they're all crystals. And when the light shines through like it is now, it sends rainbow light all over the kitchen. Now, it's quite late now and the sun's quite low, so I'll take some more pictures tomorrow so that I can show you now. Can you see the little scraps that are around and about the night sky? Now, once of a day, they were gold leaf, but over the last several years, the gold leaf has faded a little bit. Now, Kathryna then moved to live in Ireland, and she already had one son, and then she had a daughter, and asked me if I would be godmother to her daughter, and I am. So I still have that fantastic connection with Kathryna, and I see her, every 5 years maybe. She's a most beautiful lady. I'm going to leave a link to her work below, because she makes the most fantastic coloured glass for all sorts of different people. So what I want to show you now is this book. Now, this is one of the books by Jane Ray that I was telling you about, this author here. And this is another Bible story, the story of creation. And this book was released just as Kathryna finished making this book. It was ready for Christmas. And this book, Kathryna had never seen this book before, with all these fantastic illustrations in. And what she definitely had never seen was this picture here. Now, isn't that amazing? There's a tree with beautiful birds in the branches. There are animals down there, some of the same ones as a badger. She had never seen this book when she designed this window. And that I find completely amazing. I like the arch at the top there. We have the arch on my window too. And the moon, although not at the top, there's the moon, the little crescent moon, just the same. And all the animals in their burrows. So when we look at this book and we look at my window, it's unbelievable, isn't it? This window then, it provides me with joy every single day that I live with it. Every day. Every day it makes for a different light show all over the kitchen. So I bought Kathryna a copy of this book and gave it to her when I paid the bill.